true enough. Well, we got a lot more parade coming up soon. The U.S. Marine Corps arrives on the red carpet here at the 105th New York City Veterans Day Parade. We'll have that and much more coming up on this, the 105th New York City Veterans Day Parade.
Welcome back to the 105th New York City Veterans Day Parade right here along 5th Avenue. I am joined by David Navarro, and I've got Mark Otto here, flanked by the best. Great day here in New York City. You're looking at the Grand Marshal, Sergeant Dakota Meyer from the Marine Corps, retired. Sergeant Dakota Meyer is a former United States Marine. He is a veteran of the war in Afghanistan. You can see him there. He was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Battle of Gengal on September 8, 2009 in Afghanistan. He is the second youngest living Medal of Honor recipient, the third living recipient for either the Iraq War or the war in Afghanistan.
You know, Mark, I know you know his story very well. You know, he had a unit that got trapped. They were sabotaging there. He was not there with that unit. He was a couple of miles out, but he told his team and his superiors that he wanted to go in, and they said, no, don't. You're going to get hurt. You can't do it. And he just refused and ignored that and put his own life at risk again and again, going in to save his own team. And that's why, obviously, he's being honored. It's just a remarkable. He is what a hero truly is.
Epitome of selfless service.
When you hear that story, what do you think about him?
Oh, I had the honor of meeting him back in 2012, right after he was awarded the medal, and he rang the bell on the New York Stock Exchange. So it's great to have him here again now in this capacity. But his story is really extraordinary. I mean, he made 5 separate missions to go in, and the vehicle was so riddled on his 3rd trip, he had to switch vehicles to go back the 4th and 5th time. He absolutely didn't think he was
just amazing. In fact, we're going to talk some more about him later in this parade coverage. But I want to talk a little bit more what we got ahead for you. Veterans Day originated, as I said earlier, with the armistice that ended World War I. And in that war, U.S. troops went to France to fight for her freedom, repaying a debt of honor dating back to the American Revolution.
A little bit of history there. Joining Lucy on 5th Avenue, we are honored to have a representative of our oldest ally, Laurent Billy, Ambassador of France to the United States. Hey there, Lucy.
Hello. Greetings, Ambassador Billy. How important is it for our French allies and friends to be here with us on November 11th?
Well, for France, the 11th of November is particularly important because we lost 1.5 million soldiers on a population of 40 million. But to be here today, it's also a way to underline the importance of the alliances and the contribution of the United States of America to the freedom of France, especially in this year where we celebrate the 80th anniversary of D-Day, which is particularly significant.
Powerful. And what can we do to continue to build stronger ties between the U.S. and France, especially among our military veterans?
Well, you know that we are the oldest ally. We are approaching 2026, and it's particularly important for us to remind these bonds that are 250 years old, and there is a lot of foreign cooperation going on. We are living in a dangerous world, and the alliances are more important than ever.
More important than ever, indeed. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for joining us. Stephanie, David, back to you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's been a great partnership. And we're back to the parade, and you can see the flags and the FDNY joining us right now with their float and their presentation. They brought several of their buses and trucks with them to represent the department at the parade today to transport veterans. To date, there are more than 1,400 members in the FDNY who are veterans or military reservists.
And you heard those pipes earlier, didn't you, David? The pipes and drums. The Emerald Society Pipes and Drums from the FDNY, composed entirely by the retired or active New York City firefighters. Now, since 9/11, because of their dedication to providing dignity to members and their families and more than 500 funerals and memorial dedications, the band has really grown popular, increasingly popular among the department. And it's doubled in size, and we can see that here.
Hey, Mark, talk to us a little bit about the FDNY and their involvement in this parade.
Oh, yeah, we're proud to have all the city agencies in, but FDNY, everyone loves to see a fire truck, right?
Yeah.
So bright colors and the flags, I think everyone really thinks about the FDNY when they think about 9/11 especially, right?
Yeah.
And what they went through during that duration of time. And because of that, I think it really pulls the heartstrings, particularly for New Yorkers.
And what's great is that, you know, in the FDNY, you'll find members of every branch represented on that. You know, again, we talked about the featured branch today is the Marine Corps, but of course Army's here, Navy, Air Force, Space Force is here, Coast Guard, and it's just a wonderful collection of all the branches.
Absolutely, and as you said, all the services represented, and even within the FDNY, there are 1,400 members in the FDNY who are either veterans or military reservists.
Pipes and drums now, medical services for the FDNY. Maybe you can hear them. The Emerald Society, FDNY, composed entirely of either retired or active New York City firefighters. And since 9/11, because of their dedication to providing dignity to members and their families at over 500 funerals and memorial dedications, Ben has grown increasingly popular among the department. And with that popularity, it's doubled in size.
And a salute to Purple Heart recipients. Heads up 5th Avenue in just a few minutes. We'll be right back with more of the 2024 New York City Veterans Day Parade right here on ABC 7 New York.
And welcome back to the 105th New York City Veterans Day Parade here on 5th Avenue. Stephanie, what a beautiful day we're having. There was some concern it might be some rain joining us, but no, instead the sun has been coming out. It's been beautiful, and what a wonderful turnout we have had.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous out here. We have seen so many members with the FDNY marching up 5th Avenue, so many military vehicles, and just, you could feel the excitement here. Everyone is just so patriotic, and it's all about the veterans.
Yep.
It's so nice to see the veterans that have gathered here to celebrate this day.
Every department here in the city just about is represented. This is New York City Department of Correction, provides care, custody of those ordered held, of course, by the courts in awaiting trial or convicted and sentenced. They manage 10 facilities housing people in custody, 8 of which are located in Rikers Island, of course. And they're currently, the department dates back to 1895, and as you can see, proud to be members of the Veterans Day Parade.
We've got everybody out here. Everybody came out today, and this department currently led by Commissioner Lionel McInerney Liddy. But as you said, dating back to 1895, so much history here on that red carpet.
It's hard to imagine 105 years of this parade here in New York City, such a great tradition. One of the things that people look forward to, we're talking about 20,000 participants, some on motorcycles as you see here, some on fire trucks as we had moments ago, and then along the parade route, up to 400,000 can show up. And on a day like this, who knows what the number will finally be. But it's a great turnout, and people are just excited to show their love and their support for veterans, and it is a day for all of us to turn to a veteran we may know and say thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. David, I know you've got one of those bikes at home, don't you? I could see you on one of those.
Yeah, you could, but my wife did say no. I actually thought about it for one day, and I got the kibosh on that, but that doesn't matter. I still love them. It's such a fun thing to see. And the motorcycle clubs have always been so supportive here at this parade, and it's great to see once again them showing up in force and all the different types that we have seen. So many different clubs.
And so many of them veterans as well. So now I want to shine the spotlight on this year's featured service branch. Since 1775, the United States Marine Corps has fought to protect our nation. Its long and proud heritage of service is fueled by an uncommon fighting spirit and dedication to its motto, of course, Semper Fidelis, which also means always faithful.
Absolutely. Our next guest represents the very best of this tradition. He has served for over 3 decades and commanded Marines at every level. His numerous major deployments include Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom.
And today he leads more than 47,000 Marines and sailors as the commanding general of the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force. He is right here with us. It is our honor to welcome you, sir, to the table. Great to have you. Kind of explain to us the mission behind your Expeditionary Force.
I certainly will. First and foremost, thanks for having me. It's a great day. It's a great day and week that celebrates all of our veterans who have worn the cloth of all of our military services. For the Marine Corps and the Expeditionary Force, we stand ready after 249 years to continue to do the things that are most difficult when the nation calls. We're forward positioned around the globe right now, from the Expeditionary Force as far afield as Okinawa to the Central Command to the Eastern Mediterranean. We span the globe and we undertake all air, ground, land, and sea missions tasked to us. So we're ready to serve. We're excited about it.
So the audience knows you're basically in charge of operational units on the East Coast, correct?
That is correct.
That's a lot. That's a big responsibility. My niece is a captain serving right now in the Marines, and when I told her you were going to be on, she just was so overjoyed. Tell me, what does it mean to you to be a Marine?
What does it mean to me? I would tell you that the military service, first and foremost. My father served, my uncle served, so service was something I was interested in. What the Marine Corps represents is doing that service and committing that service to one of the toughest military services that the United States has. Being with Marines, serving with the Marine Corps has been everything that I ever dreamed of, and the Americans that serve in our Corps are the best that the country has to offer. They're ready for the toughest missions that we have.
How significant do you think it is to celebrate Veterans Day like this? This is one of the biggest Veterans Day celebrations in the country. What's the significance, in your opinion, as a Lieutenant General in the U.S. Marine Corps overseeing thousands and thousands of Marines? How important is it?
It's extremely important. Our veterans are part of a very, very small percentage of the country that decides to serve, particularly in a volunteer era. When they do so, they sacrifice. They sacrifice their time, they sacrifice potentially their own bodies, and their families come along for that particular journey. So recognizing what they sacrifice, what it is they've committed to do on behalf of the nation, and then really what they do when they return to society as citizens in their communities, as leaders, and as individuals that deserve this recognition in exactly this way.
What do you want to say to those New Yorkers and to anyone across the country as we celebrate veterans today and in this and throughout the week? What's your message to them?
My message is very simply to reflect on this great nation, the freedoms that we are allowed to enjoy, and remember that men and women who have worn the cloth have protected our Constitution and this particular way of life. So reach out to a veteran, shake their hand, and just say thank you. That will mean a whole lot.
You know, Mark, you're a Marine veteran, and I know that you're very delighted to have Lieutenant General with us. Why don't the two of you talk to us a little bit about Marine culture?
Marine culture?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
You want to go first?
You can go first, sir.
Here's what I'll tell you. The culture is something that we seek to preserve. I was just in Philadelphia yesterday celebrating the groundbreaking for the new Ton Tavern, a place that represents where the Marine Corps was born, where we developed the camaraderie, the esprit, all of the things that bind us, the commitment to the nation, the willingness to do the hardest things, and that culture is what we bring forward into today's generation. And that's what we owe to any Marine that comes thereafter. Service, honor, courage, commitment, and protect the legacy that is the Marine Corps.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
With all that said.
I can tell you, whenever you go to a party or anywhere at the parade here, Marines of any generation, once you find another Marine, it's like instantaneous. You know, you're a Marine? Yeah! Especially it's our birthday yesterday, so everyone's celebrating, very excited about it. But whenever Marines gravitate and find each other, there's that instant connection.
Well, we want to thank you both for your service, and thank you so much for joining us, Lieutenant General. We really appreciate having you here with us on this great day.
It's an honor and privilege to just be part of this fantastic week. Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to have Vietnam veterans proudly take their place in the 105th New York City Veterans Day Parade here at ABC 7 NY. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot more ahead.